We do a low temperature pasteurization of our bottled milk, which is bringing the milk to 145 degrees for 30 minutes. Most of your typical pasteurized milk is taken to a higher temperature, and your ultra high temperature pasteurized milk is over 200 degrees, which renders the milk basically useless. It's basically you get calories out of it and not much nutrition. You can't make cheese out of ultra high temperature pasteurized milk. Everything in there is gone. You add rennet to it and nothing happens. Nutritionally, the low temperature pasteurized milk maintains more nutrition than any other type of pasteurization because when you cook milk, you destroy the enzymes, you destroy all the bacteria, the good bacteria and the bad. Raw milk has its own immune system. If you take and actually add bacteria to raw milk, the bacteria count will actually decrease for a time. It will eventually overcome its immune system and begin to grow bacteria, but at least initially any contamination is defended by the immune system and the bacteria count will actually decrease. With the raw milk that we sell, it is safe. The legal requirements to sell raw milk with a license, the bacteria counts that are allowed in that milk are actually lower than the bacteria counts that are allowed in pasteurized milk after it's been pasteurized. So our raw milk has to have less bacteria in it than pasteurized milk that's already been pasteurized.
I think it's hard for people to believe that it would be healthier to not drink milk that's been through this elaborate process.
Pasteurization was introduced in the industrial age when people moved to cities, people were congregated in smaller and smaller areas and denser population, and they had refineries in these cities that had all the byproducts, grain byproducts from the distillery process. And they thought, well, what can we do with these products, all these leftovers that we have? We said, we'll feed them to cows. So they brought cows into these industrial areas in very unnatural environments, very unclean environments, and the cows were not healthy. That cows should be out in the sunshine, eating grass, to be healthy. And unhealthy cows produce unhealthy milk. And add to that the fact that they were in an unclean environment, so then they're producing milk that's getting contaminated. Unhealthy milk doesn't have a good immune system, so it didn't have much defense against the contamination, and then they were getting an excessive amount of contamination, and so people got sick from drinking this milk. And they came up with the pasteurization, which was originally developed. Pasteur developed the process for wine. It was not originally meant for milk. And then they applied this process to the milk, found that they could kill off the bacteria and people didn't get sick. Of course, not realizing that people weren't healthy with the milk either because they were no longer getting the nutrition they needed.
What kinds of feedback do you get from people who buy your milk? Do they notice a difference?
Everybody loves the milk. Health-wise, I don't know. How do you know? That's hard to tell. But taste-wise, the taste of the raw milk and the pasteurized milk is much different from anything you buy in the store. I've had several people come up to me and they say, your milk tastes just like melted ice cream. And the kids love it. And I warn people, and they've got kids and they're buying our milk, they said, okay, your kids are going to be addicted. They're going to refuse to drink anything but our milk once you get them started on it. And it's true.